You your only income?
No.
Of your household?
No, I'm not. I have a boyfriend that I live with, and he is the main income of the
And that
household.
is your only other person then?
Yes.
Are you doing what you plan to do with your life?
I really never had a full plan for my life. I kind of changed my mind a lot, so I never really had a definite plan.
Why did you decide to work at your place of employment?
I love serving. I'm good at it. I make good money. I enjoy it. I don't go to work every day. I go have fun. So,
have you made any sacrifices for your job or your income?
not that affect me on a daily basis, but occasionally, yeah, there is a sacrifice that I do have to make for my job.
It's so hot, Cheryl! Vern, I'm telling you, it's a jungle out there. We ought to take a cage and just put it around this place. These people are ugly.
How many hours a week do you work?
Usually around 85 hours a week, every 2 weeks. And then during fish fry season, I usually would put in like 96 hours because I also have to like clean the fryers, and with that extra time there and the preparation for the dinners and stuff.
How long have you worked there?
Over 3 years now.
Do you earn enough to get by?
No.
No?
No.
Are you the breadwinner, or are you a secondary income to your household?
I'm the breadwinner. I'm a divorced mother. My daughter's in school. So I have to work all the time.
Are you doing what you plan to do with your life?
Yes and no. Years ago, I wanted to be a veterinarian, but, you know, back then, it was out of the question. My parents couldn't afford the college. And I think cooking's just in my blood. I've always worked, you know, on and off in restaurants, and I do enjoy it. I don't know if this is something I want to do the rest of my life, but it's what you have to do now.
Do you have a second job?
Yes, I do. I also, for over 3 years now, cleaned at the Falls Creek Eagles there. I do it 7 days a week. I clean the whole building, and that's scrubbing, garbages, everything. Don't miss a day at that.
How did you get to do your job? How did you start it?
I started actually there cleaning first, and at the time the cook needed help, and she didn't want to work full time. So I told her if there's ever a time I could help, I would, and I started doing that part-time, and then it ended up she didn't want to do it, and I took over as the full-time position.
Have you made any sacrifices because of your job or your income?
I feel I do. I sacrifice time with my child, time for myself, time for my home, my animals. There's a lot of times I feel like I miss out on a lot of life.
Seems as though I've lived my life on the bad side of the moon. Just stir your drags and sickness still.
I work like right now during football and stuff. I work like 12 to 15. But I'll normally work about like 30.
And school and activities.
Yeah. So
and how does that go well for you?
It's alright. It's tiring, but whatever. And after football, I work like 30 hours a week probably.
And do you live by yourself in an apartment?
I live with my roommate in an
friends?
apartment. So we're on Lakeside.
So then do you feel like the pay that you get here helps you pay your bills there, your rent and everything? Like it's enough to get you through, or do you have extras? Or
It's enough. It keeps me going at least. Something coming in better than nothing. So.
No comparison. I'm much more stable as a teacher. This place will have been open 3 years, and I have yet to take a penny out of it. fortunately, being retired, I have retirement income, and our business is doing well. It's just that I'm putting the money back into the business and building equity. We purchased the building, remodeled the whole building, and there's substantial investment involved. My wife is also a teacher. She teaches at General McLean Elementary School. So we have her income, and I probably would have never been able to do this without her, because she maintains our insurance, and that's very significant these days. I had no idea, 2 years before I retired, that I was going to be a restaurant owner. It just, the idea came along, and I said, why not? And so we put it together with a lot of hard work and a lot of preparation beforehand. So to answer your question, I have no idea.
What are some of the sacrifices you make as a restaurant owner?
Time. It's much more time demanding. I'm probably here 70 hours a week. 2 weeks ago I started in the morning at probably 8:30. This is a rare example, but I started at 8:30 in the morning and I left here at 11 o'clock at night. And you're talking 17 hours straight. And since this is a cook's interview, I did the cooking from 9 o'clock in the morning until closing at 9, and then clean up afterwards.
I plan to go to college and work with kids. I mean, I still work with kids, but now it's my own. But I still love what I do. I love my job, and I mean, the days aren't always the greatest. There's days where I would like to tell customers to shove it, but but for the most part, I like my job and I love my kids. So.
What sacrifices have you made because of your job and because of that amount of income?
Sacrifices I've made, I've learned to budget where I spend my money, not spend stuff on frivolous things all the time. Learned what's a priority each week and what I need to pay.
Do you feel that you have job security?
I do feel like I have job security. Everybody I work with basically loves me. My customers all really like me, and my boss knows that I'm probably one of the best waitresses that she has.
Okay, what do you like and dislike about your job?
What I like about my job is the customers that come in every day that I see. A lot of them joke around with me and have fun, and that's a big part of my job. Or when little kids come up and say thank you and please, and it's very sweet. It makes your day. One of the things I dislike about my job are customers who are ignorant, but you're going to have that when any job you work at in the customer service field. And I don't necessarily like everybody I work with, but you gotta kind of just...
We found our hypothesis was correct. Many cooks and waitresses are experiencing low wages that are not always steady. These people oftentimes are the breadwinners in their families. Even when there are secondary income, these workers oftentimes only make enough money to keep a roof over their heads and put food on the table for themselves and their families. Many of the workers that we interviewed did not feel they were living the standard of living that they deserved, and most of the money they earned had to cover living expenses. These service workers had little job security, and none of them were doing what they had planned to do with their lives. Few had any potential for advancement, and where these opportunities were available, they were minimal. People in the food service industry work hard, and those people, along with the work they do, deserves to be recognized. We as a society should recognize the disadvantaged conditions of these workers and strive to care more about those emotional laborers who care for us. I think that's a keeper.
What is your most memorable moment on the job?
There's a lot, actually. We have a good time at our hometown restaurant. We're a big family, so there's way too many memories to even pick one out that it would be my favorite.
One guy gave me like a $20 tip of like a $20 order one time. Just
oh, wow.
I don't know.
That's nice.
He's a nice guy. So that's probably the only thing I can think memorable. I don't know.
My best memory at my job is about a couple weeks ago. There was a little boy who came into the diner and he just wanted an order of cheese sticks. So I went and got it for him, and he had just enough to pay for it, and he told me he would come back with a tip. He was probably only 10 years old. And like 20 minutes later, he came back with $1 and handed it to me. And it was the sweetest thing in the world. It was so cute, and he was the nicest little boy.
What is your most memorable moment on the job?
Probably the time that there was a customer that he ordered a burger with everything, and when I did it, here the lid came off of the relish. I didn't know it because everything was on the burger. So the waitress took it out, and then she came back in later and said, "Anna, did you forget something or lose something?" And I said, "No." And she had the lid in her hand. The man bit into the sandwich, and he thought it was an onion, a whole onion, and wondered why he couldn't chew it up. So he thought it was funny then that I tried to kill him, is what we call it. So every time after that, when he comes in an order, he looks forward now. He wants me to put something in his food.
I don't know, I guess I've seen more fights there than anywhere else. And the entertainment, I've seen more bands there than anything else. So, I mean, our Halloween parties are a blast. Like, you got to remember them. But there's a lot of them, you know. The bar is an exciting place to work.